Hey guys, welcome back. So today I have a really requested video. I finally have my Q&A for you guys, and I'm so sorry it has taken me so long to do this. I had actually already recorded this video, and as I was editing it and just kind of thinking about it, I felt like I was maybe a little bit too open on a couple of questions, so I'm refilming this, and also it was super long, so I'm going to try to go through it a little bit more quickly this time. So I have all the questions here ready, and I'm going to try to answer as many of them as I possibly can, and just share a little bit more about me with you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so we'll start with general YouTube questions. I had quite a few of those. So first off, what kind of camera do I use? I have the Canon EOS Rebel T5i. I really like it. I wanted a camera that was nice quality and just would have good autofocus, which this does. The only problem I run into is when I'm holding things up, sometimes, it'll focus on my hand versus my face. But it's, it's thinking there's a person back there kind of like focusing for me, and it doesn't realize I'm a one-woman show here. I'm setting it up, I'm recording, and all that jazz by myself. So, but I really like it. I think it's a great quality camera, and I'm thankful that I have it. So that's what I have. How I got started on YouTube and what have I learned? I have been watching YouTube videos for years. I remember the day that I first discovered the whole beauty community on YouTube. I had no clue it even existed. I think I'd put in some question about like hair or something like that, and I started finding videos, and then I realized that there were more videos and that there were people that had whole channels, and that it was almost like a TV channel that you could subscribe to and watch these people, and I just fell in love with the whole thing because I'm girly, I love makeup, I love hair, and I fell in love with watching videos. So I thought about making my own videos for a long time because a lot of times, I have people asking me how I did my eyes in life, oh, you do your makeup so well, how do you do that? And I definitely do not have all the answers, but I love being creative and I love hearing recommendations from other people, so I thought, I just need to do it. I don't know why I was scared for so long, but I just finally decided, you know what? I'm gonna jump right on in and kind of join the conversation, and get on YouTube and just start chatting with people that I love watching and kind of join the community. So I'm really glad that I did. What have I learned? I've learned a lot about makeup and hair. I mean, not that I'm an expert on fixing my hair, but I didn't even know how to do a triple barrel waver. I didn't know how to like curl my hair that it actually looked like anything. I knew the basics of makeup quite a bit. I learned from my mom and things, but I have learned so much more from YouTube. I've learned to embrace who I am. I mean, I kind of already knew that before. I've never really been afraid to be me. So I like that. I like that I can be myself. I found that, I'm just me, so I like that about it. So I've learned, don't be afraid and just go for it. Let's see, what are my favorite types of videos to do? There's kind of two sides of video making. There's the filming, obviously, and then there's the back end, there's the editing and everything. So filming, I would say my favorites are these kind of videos where I'm talking to you guys, or Friday favorites. I'm just kind of like sharing things because I feel like I'm sitting around with a group of girls and we're having conversations about makeup and hair. Like, that's what it feels like. So I love filming these kind of videos because I think it's just fun. But the editing side of it, I really like the more kind of involved sort of stuff. Like, I've done a couple of lookbooks, so I really like editing those. Tutorials, I think it's fun. So yeah, I really enjoy the editing part of it. Not that I do a whole fancy schmancy whatever thing. I like piecing everything together and coming up with the final product. Let's see. Tips for others who want to start a channel. I would say, number one, go for it. Why not? Life's too short. Don't be afraid. Fear is something that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm a worrywart. I'm an overthinker. So I would say, don't be me. Go for it. I would say be yourself. That was always advice that I had heard. And I think that's great advice because you want to be genuine. You want to be who you are, because when I'm watching people, that's what I really, fall in love with, I guess, when I'm watching. I'm like, I just love when people are themselves and you just see their fun, different personalities and quirkiness and all that kind of stuff. And with me, what you see is what you get. I mean, my friends in life will tell you too, I am quirky and silly and goofy and just a weirdo in a lot of ways, and I don't hide that on my channel. I'm just me. So I would say, you know, be yourself, for sure. And yeah, I would also say, you know, be prepared to know what you're walking into. I really haven't had a lot of haters, like, that I can think of, or, you know, yet, but I know I will. But you know, I feel like I'm prepared for that. Because I know who I am. And also, you know, in school, it was always like this too. When somebody would say something to me, like something mean, a lot of times I was kind of like, okay, like I knew that's true or that's not true, you know? And sometimes it does hurt, for sure. But I think that that helps to kind of know who you are and be confident in that. So, and also, you know that there's people that you want to listen to. Like if my husband said something like that to me, it would really hurt me. But if it's somebody I don't know, it's not as terrible. So yeah, I would just say kind of be prepared, knowing that that is a part of this, and that's what I've been told too. So I'm preparing myself for those days. So that's all the YouTube questions. Okay, and then a lot of you guys wanted to know about my past and my childhood. So growing up, my parents are still married. I have amazing, awesome parents. I love my family. I'm very close to them. They live close, so I see them often. I'm very close to my sister. She's 6 years older than me. It's just me and her. She's my only sibling. And we've been close off and on over the years. When we were little, we were really close. When I was in 6th grade and she's in 12th grade, we weren't quite as close because we didn't have a ton in common. But then once I went to high school, we got really close again. And then now we're super close. We see each other all the time. So I love my family. We're very close. Let's see, what's something else? My sister and I love to play Barbies. That was our thing, was Barbies. So that was always really fun. We really didn't play with like baby dolls, you know, like I'm a mama kind of baby dolls, but Barbies were the thing for sure. And something that was kind of interesting about that is all of our Barbies had names, personalities, and professions. So when my other friends would come over and they were like, "This is Sarah," and I would say, "No, that's Kelly, and she's a news reporter, and she dates what's his name," you know, whatever their names were. So, which is so weird. I mean, I don't know that, did anybody else do that? Or were we the only ones? So it was kind of like all these little people, they all had their personalities and their storylines, and it was kind of like when we would play Barbies, their storyline would continue. So it wasn't like a whole new storyline. So interesting. And then we also loved doing plays. Like my sister and I would write scripts, and for like my birthday parties and stuff, we would do plays with my friends, and they would have roles and we would perform. And so that was always really fun. Most all of my friends, we like to do that. So I've always enjoyed, you know, theater and drama and stuff like that. So that started early on. My sister too, so we've always enjoyed that kind of stuff. So that's part of my childhood. What got me started on makeup? My mom is really girly. I think I've always been girly though. I mean, I've always liked dresses and looking girly and princess things, and that's just always been me. But my mom is the mom that she gets up and she does her makeup every morning. She likes makeup. She just enjoys it. So I really got that from her. I enjoy doing my makeup. It's not like a chore to get up and I have to do my makeup. It's like, ooh, yay, what am I gonna try today, you know? So she really started me on makeup, and she did Mary Kay when I was in middle school. So another question was, who taught me to do makeup? My mom did. So with doing Mary Kay, you know, I kind of learned, with my mom doing Mary Kay, I really learned kind of like the outer V with your eyeshadow and the basics about blush and skincare. My mom really always made that a big point, was have good skincare, take care of your skin. So I really learned that from her, and she taught me really all the basics. Another question was my favorite first cosmetics. So I would say definitely Mary Kay, because mom had a lot of it from doing the business. And also I remember liking Clinique. I think because I had sensitive skin and some acne, when I first started wearing makeup, I wore kind of more higher end stuff. Like I wore a Lancome foundation for a lot of years until they discontinued it. But I didn't have a lot of makeup. like nothing near what I have now, like a fraction. It was really just like quality over quantity. There you go. Where it was like stuff that would be really safe for my skin. Because drugstore makeup's come a long way. It just, you know, it used to not be such a good idea, at least for foundation. So yeah, that's kind of about my past. Okay, and then a lot of you guys asked about my degree and my job. And unfortunately, this is where I have to be more private. I wish I could share more, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. So basically, in a nutshell, I have a bachelor's degree and I do utilize my degree in some form or fashion. Basically, I have an office job. I do get out of the office sometimes for various things going on, but I'm really passionate about what I do. I really enjoy my job. And yeah, that's about all I can really say about that. So hopefully I can share more in the future, but we'll see. Okay, now we have some general miscellaneous questions. So, my favorite makeup brand. This is really, really hard. When I was thinking about this the first time I recorded it, I kind of narrowed it down to either Urban Decay or MAC. But the problem with both of those is that I don't really have a foundation in either of those that I enjoy, but I'm sure I could make something work. But like with Urban Decay, I love their lipsticks, I love their lip liners, I love their eye pencils, I love their eyeshadows, incredible. So yeah, I like a lot of products from their line. Like, they're probably my favorite eyeshadow brand, but then I also really love MAC stuff. Trying to think, I love their highlighters, I love their blushes, I love their eyeshadows, I love their lip liners, I love their lipsticks. Powders I've even tried and I like them too, so I could make that work. Oh, concealer, I like MAC concealers, so I would say Urban Decay or MAC, yes. Favorite season of the year? Fall. I used to say spring, but then I suddenly realized I don't think so, because I hate thunderstorms. Hate them. Now, if it's just like raining and thundering and lightning, fine. But this is Texas, so we have hail and we have tornadoes, and I hate that stuff. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm not a fan of it. It's like genuinely a phobia of mine. I mean, when there's like a chance of storms, I'm texting my friend who watches the weather all the time. I'm pulling up my weather app and I'm checking the radar, and it's obsessive. So I don't like the spring. I prefer to not worry about that, and I love the fall. I love when it starts to get cool. I love the holidays coming around. I love being with family, so I love fall. I've decided that's definitely my favorite season. Let's see, if I could go anywhere in the world on vacation, where would it be and why? I would say Europe, because I love seeing history in person. And I love, you know, seeing a place and then hearing stories of things that have happened there. And it makes it come alive. I think that's so cool. Also, I know that my husband really wants to go to Europe, so I think that would be an awesome trip to get to go on with him. And yeah, just to get to see the rich history that's there. I know Europe is a huge place, so I don't know which countries I would necessarily pick. Probably Italy, France, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, probably a lot of different places over there. I've heard Germany's really amazing, so I think that would be an awesome, awesome trip. I would love to go to Europe. And then I love this question. It is, do I cook or do I have a binder with all the best delivery places? This question cracks me up because depends on the day that you ask me. As a general rule, no. I just cannot get in the habit of cooking at home. My husband and I really, really try. We go through phases where we're really good and we'll eat at home several times a week, but it doesn't always last very long. I'm just not good about planning ahead. Pinterest really helps because there's so many great recipes on there. So I would say that helps, but I can cook. I mean, it's not like I can't. I can do easy things: tacos, spaghettis, casseroles, stews, you know, certain kinds of fish, stuff like that. Stuff that's kind of goof-proof I can do. And I like the actual process of cooking, but I hate the grocery store and I hate cleaning up. So my husband usually helps me clean up, but he hates it as much as I do. So we don't really get takeout a lot. We actually go out to eat quite a bit, but we're not expensive eater-outers. We go to less expensive places, not fast food, but just less expensive restaurants. We split meals, we use coupons. So we like eating out. We like being out. We're not homebodies. And a lot of times we've got so many things on our plate. We're involved in a lot of different things. It's hard because we're not home a lot. So, you know, it's easier to cook at home if you're actually at home. And we're not a lot. So we try, and, you know, I have this desire in my heart to be like this just awesome wife that cooks for my husband. And he's definitely not the husband that's like, cook for me. He's not that guy at all. But he seems so appreciative when I do, and just like so excited. And so that makes me want to do that more for him, because just to, you know, as a thank you for him being the amazing husband that he is to me. So yeah, I really try, but it doesn't come naturally. So there's the answer to that question. And then on to my favorite part of this kind of Q&A video. These are all questions about Timothy, my husband. So how did we meet? We met in high school at church. And I was sitting on a bench, and he walked up to me and said, "Hey, I'm part of the welcoming committee. I'd like to welcome you to the church." He wasn't. So that's one of our big jokes now. I'm like, you lied in the house of the Lord. And I guess because one of his friends had said, "You're so friendly, you need to be a part of the welcoming committee." So it's kind of like an ongoing joke, but I didn't know that side of the joke. So anyway, that was kind of his pickup line with me. So yeah, and even afterwards I told my mom, "Oh, this guy came up to me and said he was part of the welcoming committee." And my mom was like, he didn't welcome me. Kind of like she knew something was going on with her daughter. And he was actually my first date, my first boyfriend. So we started talking and ended up dating. So we dated for I think like 10 months in high school. And we were, you know, kind of too serious. Like we were just talking about marriage, and you know, we were 16 and 18 talking about getting married. Not at that point, but just like in the future, you know. And I think you can know. Like I think I knew that he was a great guy then, but we just needed to grow. So we ended up breaking up, and we dated other people, which actually ended up being the best thing we could have done, because we both grew so much as people during that time. And we also dated some other people, so we appreciated each other more after that. You know, I dated some other guys, and I was just like, no. Kept thinking about Timothy. No, kept thinking about Timothy. And he said the same thing. He dated some other girls and just felt like they weren't a match for him. So that was really great that we spent some time apart and really grew as people. Because I don't know why, but in high school when we dated, we were like trying to be like cool guy and cool girl, and like not really showing who we were to each other. So when we got back together when I went to college, and then we dated all through college and then ended up getting married, we suddenly realized we were even more matched for each other, because we're both goofballs, and we're both super silly, we're both extroverts, we both love people, and we just didn't realize all those things about each other because we were hiding who we were. So I would say, don't do that. You know, you're never going to know if you're a good match for somebody if you're not yourself with them. So that was really great. So how did he propose? It was one night that he needed to go up to his job, and he said, "Will you go up there with me?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to." It's like late, and we're at my parents' house. We didn't live together or anything before we got married. And he was like, "Please go up there." So he finally convinced me to go up to his job. We walk in, it is dark, like, and it's the night before Halloween. It's like completely dark except for this one like glowing red light in the hallway. It looks so freaky. It was like a Halloween movie. I mean, that's one of our jokes now too, is remembering that, like, oh, that was super romantic. But anyway, so we walk in, and he had everything set up in the room with, you know, like roses and everything. And then my ring was there. He turned on our song, and he got down on one knee and proposed to me. So he totally surprised me. I knew he was going to be proposing. I didn't pick out my ring. I wanted him to pick it out. So I kind of showed him things I liked, but I had no idea when he bought the ring or when he was going to propose to me. So I wanted to be surprised, and I was. Thought I would cry. I didn't cry. I just smiled a lot because we had dated for forever. So I was like, yay, finally, we're getting married. And it was awesome. And so now we've been married, said that wrong. Been married 7.5 years, and it's amazing. I love it. You know, everybody says, oh, marriage is so hard. It's so much work. And I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I don't know. I mean, it's hard in that you have to fight selfishness every day. But if you are always thinking about your spouse and how you can be a better wife for them, then that selfishness is not going to be as much of an issue. Because when you start thinking, well, why doesn't he do this? Well, why doesn't he do this? Then you're focusing on yourself. And it's becoming all about you. And that's not what a marriage is about. So if you're always focused on the other person and they're doing the same, it just works. Now, I'm not saying I'm always successful at that. But, you know, our marriage is pretty amazing. You know, we bicker like family members do. You know, that just kind of happens when you live with somebody. But it's happy. We enjoy each other. We're best friends. We love life, and it's just good, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of the story about Timothy. I hope I can get him in a video someday. I want to do the husband tag, and I don't know how he's going to be on camera. In person, he's hysterical. He keeps me laughing all the time. He's such a big goofball. But sometimes when people meet him, they're like, oh, Timothy's so quiet. And I'm like, no, he's not. Not at all. Not at all. Sorry, it cut me off. So some people will say he's quiet, but he's not. So anyway, hopefully I can get him on camera and you guys can meet him and get to see his personality and, you know, kind of hear more about our story. So yeah, guys, I think that those are all the questions. I think I pretty much answered everything, at least as much as I possibly could. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please let me know any other questions you have down below. I am planning on doing a 25 random facts video, or a 50, or I'm not even sure how many, but something like that, because I want to give you guys kind of more of a glimpse into who I am beyond makeup. I mean, that's definitely a big part of who I am, but it's obviously not everything about me. So I want you guys to be able to get to know me a little bit more. So that will be coming at some point in the future. So yeah, be watching for that. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. I would love to have you. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!